Hi, this is DigitalFemme for OVR the Reality, and we are going to be interviewing one of the 10 OVRland Buyer winners for the month of December. So if this is the first time coming onto the OVR YouTube channel and you are curious about OVR, go ahead and visit their website. The link will be in the description, and also follow them on social media, and those links will be in the description as well. So what is the OVRland Buyer Rewards and how do you win? Simple. All you have to do is bid and own OVRlands for a particular month. And at the end of the month, 10 lucky winners will be randomly chosen by an algorithm. It's all part of OVR's upgraded tokenomics. And if you want to know about OVR's tokenomics, there's a link in the description and you can read all about it. So every month, OVR the Reality burns 40% of OVR tokens released in that particular month. Then 10 lucky winners are randomly selected, and they are rewarded with 10% of the OVR tokens that were generated in OVRland sales for that month. Once the 10 OVRland buyers are selected, they are notified through email. Anyway, let's meet one of the 10 OVRland Buyer Reward winners right now. Hi, Mohammed. I'm so glad you took the time out to do this interview. I just wanted to ask you, how did it feel when you found out you were one of the OVRland Buyer Reward winners?
Yeah, so I was surprised and shocked actually, because I didn't know there was like an award or anything like that going on. So I was actually confused at first. I thought it was like a scam almost. I'm like, did somebody actually mean to send this to my wallet? So I was trying to figure out where did it come from, really. But I was excited once I figured out it was like a real thing.
Oh, so, okay. So how did you hear about it? Did somebody email you, or you just saw like money in your MetaMask wallet?
Well, I seen money in my MetaMask wallet first, and then I went to my email, I think the next day, and then I seen an email from OVRland saying that I was one of like 10 winners that had won.
Oh my God, that's amazing. How
Yeah.
can I ask you, how much was it exactly?
Yep, so it was like 7,000 OVRland tokens.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which I think it totaled like just over $12,000. Yeah.
So, okay, what was
Yeah.
your first reaction? Did you tell your wife, your girlfriend, like what was the
Yeah.
first reaction?
Well, my first reaction was like I said, I was confused and I was trying to figure out if it was real or not before I even told anybody. I was like, let me make sure I can send this money out or spend it. Like, let me make sure this is because in crypto you get a lot of glitches, with your wallet and stuff like that. So that was my first initial reaction. And then once I found out it was real, I did let my wife know, like, hey, I just won this money from OVRland.
Wow. Okay, I want to ask you, how did you find out about OVR the Reality?
So from a YouTube channel I was watching, because I watch a lot of different YouTube channels on like crypto and just trying to learn different things about the industry. So I think it was a channel called Crypto Gains, and he was talking about new metaverses and AR technology, and he mentioned OVRland. And so I kind of piqued my interest. So I did some research and I'm like, okay, this seems like a company I'll be interested in investing some money in.
How many months ago was that?
I want to say like 2 or 3 months ago.
When you actually found out about OVR, and I'm sure you went to their website, what were your first thoughts about it?
And so my first thought was, I want to be in early on this because I've seen that it was a lot of opportunity to buy a virtual land on it. Because like the other metaverses, like the bigger ones like Decentraland or Sandbox, the the entry points on those are much higher than what OVRland was at the time. So I felt like I just wanted to be early on this one.
Do you remember the price of your first Overland?
Yeah, at the time I think it was like around $2.85. I think
Oh,
around that
wow.
time. Yeah.
Like US dollars.
Yeah, US dollars, correct. Yeah. Because it
Oh.
was the crypto market was still doing well around that time. It was still high.
So what were the first Overlands that you bid on? Like where were they located?
Yeah, so naturally, I looked in Milwaukee first, where I was located, and then I bought in an area called the Deer District here, which is next to the Milwaukee Bucks Stadium, which is an NBA team. They just won a championship last year, and me just thinking about that area is normally, packed with people during the playoffs and during like big games. So I wanted to invest in an area that had like a lot of traffic. So that's the first place I picked. That's the first place that popped in my head because like that's like our Times Square here. Like a lot of people gather there outside. So
Okay, so how many overlands do you currently own?
I don't know the exact amount. I think it's over 60 though, for sure. It's over 60, but I don't know the exact amount. Sometimes I would just buy some here and there, but I haven't count each individual one. But it's like over 60 something.
Well, that's a lot. Did you tell your wife about OVR and what did she think about it?
So she's not into crypto like I am. So but she's seen it as a good opportunity, like, because she trusts me. I'm in real estate too, so I kind of explained it to her, like, from that aspect, like she's seen it as a good investment for the future.
So is this the first time you've ever purchased digital property, Mohammed?
At the time, it was actually because, like I said, I was trying to get into Decentraland and Sandbox, but I just couldn't see myself paying that much money for it at the time. So I just wanted something that was cheaper, entry level, where I can just participate in. And so, Overland provided a good opportunity at the time, only being $2.80 something cent, a coin. So, and then the land itself for like 3 Overland coins. So it was about like a $10 to $12 investment initially. So
yeah, I'm glad you got in as an early investor.
yeah.
So do you have a strategy when bidding and owning overlands?
I would say now I do. I think I kind of came in with a strategy because I just kind of paid attention to like how the Decentraland and Sandbox were, and people kind of gravitate into like the high traffic areas, and then naturally, even in real estate, which I do in real life, I just want the areas that are going to be, the most populated. Location is like the most important thing in real estate. So I kind of thought from that aspect. From that aspect, and then another thing which I thought of was like music venues, so like concert halls or like theaters. I just kind of gravitated to those areas because I knew a lot of people have to be in those places, and then maybe the music venues may want to advertise in those places as well. So it made sense naturally for me to just purchase those places.
Definitely entertainment and music venues would be great investments. So Mohammed, do you find that it's to your advantage that you're a real estate broker and investor?
To a certain extent, I can just see the importance of being early and just the importance of location. But I feel like also if you were involved in like previous metaverses, such as like Decentraland and Sandbox, you also have a big advantage. And even though I wasn't involved in it, I kind of just paid attention to that market and I kind of played around with it. But I would say people in the crypto world would have an advantage, if they were already involved in that industry.
Mohammed, as a real estate broker, are you planning on telling other realtors or your clients about OVR?
Yeah, in fact, I already have. I've told other investors about it because investors in my market, they have a higher tolerance to risk. And with crypto, you have to have, kind of a high risk tolerance for this type of investment. So I have mentioned it to people. I felt like it would be a good investment for them or a good risk for them.
What were their reactions?
They were interested, actually. I have somebody, because, crypto is kind of complex for somebody just starting out. So I'm actually purchasing it for them, through their wallet.
Mohammed, do you feel that property owners in the future should be owning the spatial layer over their property?
I don't feel like it's necessary unless maybe you have like an entertainment venue or space. But I feel like if you are an investor in real life, you should definitely start investing in the metaverse, considering like a large part of the population is involved in this industry. And in almost every facet of what we do will in some way be digitized. So as an investor, this is something you want to look at because I don't think it's necessary to own your own space though, because I have space in the metaverse that I mean, in the real world that I necessarily wouldn't just buy right out the gate. Not more so than a space like a Times Square or the Eiffel Tower or, major landmarks. I would try to buy those first before I would buy my own virtual space in that world.
There has been questions regarding personal property, like people's homes. And I know that some of the OVR community members have bought out like Shaq O'Neal's house or mansion or Elon Musk's. How do you feel about people owning other people's spatial layer over their like personal homes?
Yeah, that's interesting, because it's like right to privacy or rights to your own land or your own world. Um, it's kind of hard to say because it's like you still have to be in that space in order to utilize it. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it provides people an incentive to jump into this space and buy their own, virtual airspace or virtual land. It's an interesting take though, like on what's yours and what's not yours. I don't have the exact answer for that, but I would just say it's interesting.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think there is an exact answer. And I love that we get to have this dialogue, and especially with you being a realtor. I know that, let's take, for example, someone with a family and then they have a home. And perhaps if they were to own the spatial layer on the OVR Metaverse over their private home, then they could very well use the augmented reality platform to, say, enhance their, if they are children, children's education, or just like family fun and games. I don't know. I'm just kind of like thinking like that. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, you can definitely do a lot of good with it, but I guess the other side of it is this person has control over what you can see in that virtual space. So that's a lot of power to give to somebody else. I mean, you have the option not to get on that platform and see it, but if it becomes like really popular and really big, I can see that becoming an issue.
I heard something interesting. I don't know which metaverse it was, like Sandbox Metaverse, but somebody on Twitter said that there was one influencer that they absolutely did not like. So what they did was they bought up the land, the virtual land around their virtual land, and was putting up prison bars. Look, I think that's
Wow, that's crazy. I haven't heard that. That's interesting.
I know it is. It's just wild what people are going to do and can do on the metaverse. So let's talk about NFTs. What are your thoughts about NFTs and people investing in these like JPEGs or JPEGs with music?
Um, I think it's good. I think it opens up a new market and it gives artists a better way to monetize their work. So NFTs is like a new technology where it's something as before, artists wouldn't be able to have control over where their work is or get paid if it was resold. They kind of have control over all of that now. So I like it. I like where it's going. It opens it up even beyond artwork. Even when you're talking about like contracts and doing deals with people. NFTs can be used for anything. It's created new communities of people. People use NFTs to create community. So I like it.
That's true. I think you hit the nail on the head in terms of communities, because I know that all successful, or it seems like all successful NFT projects really comes with a thriving community.
That's correct. Yep. You'll see like Board A Yacht Club was just like the most popular example, but 200,000 is basically the entry point now. But if you join that group, you're in there with a whole bunch of other people that can afford to buy a picture for 200,000. So that's a powerful group of people.
No, true, true. Have you invested in any NFTs, or do you want to?
I have invested in a couple NFTs, but nothing major. I think I've invested like in two NFTs. But I haven't got too heavy in like just the NFT as far as the artwork is concerned. I've invested in other like virtual lands, which are NFTs essentially, but not like the NFT as far as people would think, like the artworks out of the NFTs. I haven't gotten too heavy into it.
Do you think you will in the future?
I think so. I think the more I get into it, the more I'll start just, diving into the NFT space.
Let's talk about the metaverse. How do you feel about the current talks on the metaverse? And in your own words, would you like to tell us your version of what a metaverse is?
Yeah. So how I feel about the metaverse is uh, it already existed to a certain extent. We just put the term metaverse on top of it. And so it's not nothing that we haven't been experiencing. It just, becoming more evolved. And I think the best way to describe the metaverse is gaming. The metaverse is essentially a game, no matter which version you decide to hop in. You know, Grand Theft Auto, for example, was a metaverse to me. Like we always played that video game growing up. And even when they added the online component, and then you can start purchasing different things inside this game, that's a metaverse. So what people refer to as like a metaverse now, like we're just going to be logged into like this digital world. It's like, yes, but also like you have the capability to, join whichever community that you want. There's more than one metaverse. There are metaverses, there are different games. So I feel like what we're seeing is the evolution of gaming, as a whole.
Interesting. So how do you feel about the OVR Metaverse, since it's an open augmented reality platform that's literally layered over the real world, like world scale?
Right. I think what attracted me to OVR a lot was that the fact that it was AR, because I know people have like a big misconception about the metaverse, thinking that we're just going to be plugged in there and never leave the metaverse, and which may be true for some people, but I think I like OVR because it's a nice balance of merging evolving technology with the real world space, which I feel like is a better example of technology because it's a balance, and you can still be in the real world. You know what I mean? You can use that technology to enhance your real space. And so that's what really attracted me to OVRland. I can see that getting really big in the future.
Yeah, me too. And I really can't wait until augmented reality glasses, functional ones, are
Exactly.
accessible by mainstream, right?
Right. Yeah, with the Apple glasses.
So, Mohammed, for people who are listening to this interview, what would you like to tell them about OVR?
I feel like OVR is an opportunity to get into a community of people that can see the opportunity in advertising, can see the opportunity in entertainment, and can see the opportunity in gaming, and merging that with the real world. You know, that's what attracted me to OVRland, and it's affordable right now. But as it grows, it won't always be affordable. So I feel like now is a good time to get in, and also it just teaches you the importance of location too. And kind of just having pride and like ownership. Like this is my space. I can rent it out. I can advertise on it. I can sell it. I think OVRland is just a good platform for that.
Right. I totally agree with you. So do you feel that investing in OVR the Reality is a good investment strategy to add to someone's investment portfolio?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, whether you're holding land or whether you're holding the actual crypto coin, I think it's a good investment to have in your portfolio. There's a lot of people investing in like meme coins and coins that have no utility right now, but this OVRland has a working platform already. They have a platform where you can actually purchase land right now. So I like businesses and companies that actually are in business currently, and so that's one thing. And then another thing is I look at it as like investing into actual real estate. So just because you purchase this land, the money doesn't go away. Your money is sitting into an asset, that has potential to grow. Even since I purchased it, some of the lands that I purchased it already cost more OVRland than what I purchased it for. So I already made money on OVRland. So I think it's a good investment to have in your portfolio. Absolutely.
That's great. So you were
Yeah,
the winner for the December OVRland Buyer Rewards competition, or it's not really a competition, but so do you plan on purchasing OVRlands, or did you purchase OVRlands for January, and will you be in the
I
future?
did.
You did?
I absolutely purchased more OVRland in January after I found out I won, and then I plan on purchasing more in the future. Yeah.
So I'm not going to take too much of your time. Thank you so much for this interview. Just one last question. Do you have any last words at all to say?
Yeah, I appreciate this interview, and I appreciate being one of the 10 winners. So I want to thank OVRland for that, and then just the opportunity to have the platform where I can invest and then make money for myself. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Bye. Have
Nice
a
seeing you
great
too.
day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, there you have it. I'm really so glad that we got the opportunity to speak with Mohammed, one of the 10 OVRland Buyer winners for the month of December. So if you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to this channel. We are planning to do more videos, and especially more community-centric videos. Also, if you have a project on the OVR Metaverse that you are just wanting to share, then go ahead and reach out to us on Twitter DM or DM me at DigitalFemme, and we'll set a time so we can talk about it and share it with the community. Well, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.